Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is, Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM-certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the shop, click, drive button, and this allows you to shop from the comfort of your home. Who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome in studio to episode 121 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. We're here together. It's not going to happen a whole lot.
Yeah.
Some. Summer's crazy.
Summer's crazy.
For everyone, us included. So there's going to be some virtuals. There's going to be some guest co-hosts. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, we're going to get to
change
summer.
It up a little bit.
It is fun to mix it up. It's fun to mix it up. Yeah. So some of our very special friends will be guest co-hosting with us while the others frolic in the sand or wherever. What kind of, you're going to Canada. What kind of frolicking do you do there?
Boating and on the ocean. There's an ocean. Oh, yeah. I'm on the coast.
Which one?
The Pacific.
Okay.
Yes.
The Pacific Ocean.
So Kelly's from Vancouver Island, which is like an island that is just off of like Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds
area.
Lovely.
It's very lovely.
It is.
It's an amazing time to go because we're getting so just exhausted from the heat here. And it's literally just turning into summertime there, which is weird.
That is weird.
So it's just now like warming up to where they're going boating and we go fishing. We go fishing for salmon. We go crabbing. We cook the crab.
So you eat what you kill.
Yes. Like literally. Wow. This is how you're supposed to do it, I guess.
Yes.
This is how.
Thank God we don't have to do that all the time.
Can you imagine if we had to be hunters and gatherers?
Oh God, I can't hunt or gather. Please.
Me either. I know.
No.
So yeah, there's lots of activities. It's gorgeous there. Gorgeous. Like you're outside the whole time.
And you haven't gotten to go in forever.
Mm-hmm, we haven't gotten to go for 2 years because of COVID. So we haven't, like my kids haven't seen their cousins in person in like 2 years.
And they probably don't even remember like stuff, like remember what it looks like and what it is like. It'll be like a whole new experience for them.
It will be. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It'll be a lot of fun. So I'll do one show from there.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Maybe can you do it from a boat?
Nice ocean background.
Ooh.
I don't know if the Wi-Fi is any good on the ocean.
Yeah.
But
we got to look into that ocean Wi-Fi thing and see what we can do about it.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. So yeah, that'll be good. And then I'll have like a quick trip to Colorado after that.
Such a traveler.
It's fun. It's like the first summer that I haven't been working full time at the ticket, and with Kelly being off, and then COVID obviously there's none of those travel restrictions anymore. It's like I kind of got excited and overbooked us just a little bit. It was I said yes to everything. I was like, oh yeah, and now we're like, ooh. But each one of these trips, it's like someone had somewhere to stay or this or that. So it's like trips you can't say no to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and listen, if you have the opportunity to travel and you can make it work, do it.
Yeah, because Lord knows once that hockey season starts, our life is not fun.
Yeah, not fun.
Not fun. So we're trying to enjoy it as best we can.
Yeah, super excited.
And you're about to leave.
What?
You're about to leave.
Yeah, so work, but also mixing in some fun.
Yeah.
Girls' trip to New York. And then actually by the time the show airs, I will have already come back from New York, I think. I can't keep it straight. Yeah. Anyway, but at some point in time, I'm going to New York with girlfriends. Then we're going to meet family in Baltimore. So it's nice when I can mix the two because it makes things less stressful for me. And it also makes things more fun, to have some fun while you're working. So
for sure.
Yeah, it's summer's fun.
In the summer.
New York in the summer. Yeah, it should be great. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just, the summer's crazy for everyone. And, I think that's part of the fun of it, though, is that you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and
you do
stuff that, that you can't do when your kids are, required to get an education and
exactly
all that crazy
We're all
stuff.
tied down to these school calendars.
Okay, so let's get, I guess, quick hits, sports scores, because there's not a ton going on because it's kind of the dead period where it's basically baseball. But our friends at Bottle Rover, who you had to use them again.
I had to use them again.
You were like a Bottle Rover VIP.
I don't know what that says about me.
I
have all these panic. I need booze moments in my life, but it's not even panic. It's just like, I know they're there and it's easy and it doesn't cost you anything. If you are spending more than $50, which
not
is
only that, it's
super easy to do.
How much? It's costing me $115 to fill up my car with gas.
Are you serious?
It's insane.
I'm at 75. Yeah.
113.
It's insane. So these delivery services, they're really doing you a solid if you don't have to get in your car and waste that precious gas. They will bring it to you. They will use their gas. That's how much they love you.
That is.
They will pay for gas to bring you your drinks. They'll deliver it for free. Like I said, if it's a $50 minimum order, like we've talked about, our kids are home for the summer.
Yes,
so it's hard to just be like, hey, little Susie, come with me to the liquor store. Like, no, you're not really probably going to do that. But little Susie is causing you to need to go to the liquor store. So Bottle Rover can solve all of those problems. They will deliver your favorite beer, wine, liquor, really whatever it is that you want. They'll find a local liquor store near you and go shop for you, go bring it to your doorstep. Or if you're hosting a party this summer, lots of people just gathering for pool parties, all of that. Bottle Rover is a very valuable party host hack. Spend that $50, get all of your home bar essentials delivered for free.
Yep, Bottle Rover, they're our peeps. They're local, support them. They're supporters of the mom game, and we love them for it. And like we've said a million times, we love these partnerships with companies that we actually use.
Yep.
And Bottle Rover is definitely one of them. Okay, so not, like I said, pretty dead period in sports.
Yeah.
I think we talked about the draft a couple weeks ago in the NBA.
Yeah, we tried to.
We talked about the
weird.
Stars' new coach. It really, it's really dead right now.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going on is the Rangers, and like we just keep flirting with 500, flirt. It's just like I made the analogy. I don't know if it was here or on the air. Like I feel like it's just a little baby roller coaster. Like it's not the Texas Giant where it's up here and down here. It's just a little baby roller coaster.
That makes sense.
And so
in the kid park.
Yep. So we'll see where this thing is at the All-Star break. And then of course at the trade deadline to see if they're going to be, buyers or sellers or, what they're going to do with Martin Perez. And I think that's probably the biggest question.
Do we say Perez now?
We do. So
okay.
He put the Ponle Ascente. So Ponle Ascente is...
He put that on?
He
declared? I declare.
There's been a movement over the last several years, actually, and they had T-shirts made that said Ponle Ascente, meaning like, so basically...
Don't Americanize all of our names?
Yes.
Yeah.
And and so as they're making efforts to speak English in interviews or whatever, I feel like it's the least I can do is to try to pronounce their name properly. And so for me, I guess... with my Spanish background.
Yes.
I have made a concerted effort to try to do that.
I've heard Spanish, a little bit. I always get so excited.
To try to speak.
At the end of your interview, you'll say a little something.
Buen trabajo, amigo.
You see.
So anyway, I make the effort. And I think even but it's so funny, like Dave Raymond, who's my broadcast partner, and Dave will be like, literally, he says it's a little, he doesn't quite have the rolling of the R. So it's like, Perez.
Well, that's what I think I heard on the broadcast.
I know.
The way you said it, I'm like, okay, what are we saying?
So I know. Listen,
because if I was doing tickers, that's what I always worry about. Like,
and it's caused quite a stir on the social media. People, y'all aren't even pronouncing it the same. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, I am simply trying to be respectful of Martin or whoever.
You gotta love the people on Twitter that have to.
Well, and then too, like it's. Even, oh my gosh, that's so funny you bring this up, because Hattie the other night, we were watching the game and she's like, Mom, it's Martin Perez. And I was like, no, it's actually Perez. And she's like, and I was like, I know we said Perez for a long time, but it's a sign of respect to try to pronounce his name. Even us, gringos,
he's good enough now that,
and you know what? Well, and it's not even that. It's not just Martine, but it's not Martin Perez. It's like, right. I'm trying to, I don't know. I think we're all just trying to make little efforts here and there.
They did something.
So for a long time, the accents were not put on the jerseys.
Is that called the tilde? What is the tilde?
The tilde is the curvy one.
Okay.
The accent
is just
like the dash.
Okay.
And so for a long time, they didn't put those accents on the backs of the jerseys.
Gotcha.
And I can't remember when, but at some point in time, they decided to, like I said, the ponle acente, which means like put the accent on. And then they started doing that and putting the accents in the proper places on these guys' jerseys. Which, as it should be. And it probably should have been that way from the beginning. So anyway, there is the saga of La Pronunciación de Martín Pérez.
All right. I like it.
Yes.
I will put that into my lexicon.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's get to what's on your feed, because I feel like we've got to hit this a little bit before we get to our very special guest. Yep. Okay, what's on your feed is brought to us by Globe Life. The job market right now is a different landscape, as we all know, than it used to be. Whether you're attempting to balance your work and home life or find a career that aligns with your goals and needs, it is a lot to juggle. If you're looking for a career path that offers a flexible schedule, the ability to make a difference, and independence to build your own business, take a look at Globe Life. Anyone watching the Texas Rangers play has seen the name Globe Life, but people may not realize how much opportunity is there and how many successful women thrive in their careers with Globe Life. If you've never considered the insurance industry, you should know that a growing number of women are finding true success within it. Globe Life has been around for generations and prides itself on its commitment to make tomorrow better. With virtual and in-person business models, you can find success wherever you are. So if you want to be paid what you're worth, keep a flexible schedule, and find meaning in your career while being engaged in what matters most at home, reach out to Globe Life today at globelifeagents.com. It could change your trajectory in a way you never thought possible. That's globelifeagents.com to discover what a career at Globe Life can do for you. Okay, what's on your feet? I feel like we have to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize this was about to happen.
First of all, this is how little I pay attention to the news and to what's going on. But apparently, it was a kind of a foregone conclusion, and then it happened. But and then once it becomes official, everyone reacts. I will say I'm not pro-life and I'm not pro-choice. Mm-hmm. Because I don't. Okay, so here I don't feel like abortion should be used as a means of birth control. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it should be performed.
Like worst case scenario.
And I don't feel like it should be performed way deep within a pregnancy. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what it was before that. Those are my two feelings on it. Everything else, I guess I get torn in that. Because I don't want it to seem like I don't think that those are lives that, at some point in time, but when does that point in time become?
Yeah.
But then on the pro-life thing, you think about being rape or incest and then you find out, I have good friends right now going through IVF, which I did too with my son, Henry. I went through IVF. That's apparently all up in the air now, depending on what state you're in.
Right.
You can't do IVF or with the embryos,
because of the deal where you have a lot and then you pick one and then you insert one.
I guess.
Then the other ones are essentially your murdering.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. So here I am completely uneducated.
But I think we're like a lot of people that don't maybe fully understand all of this.
I absolutely
so we're still allowed to try to understand it and have an opinion.
Right. I do not fully understand it at all.
Yeah.
I do know that if that's the case and you can't do IVF, you're telling me I couldn't have had Henry, under the current structures as it is in the state of Texas, or I don't even get the state by state thing. I don't get it. But I feel like just like this, with so many other things, you've either got to be pro-life or pro-choice. You're one or the other, and there is nothing in the middle. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like that's right. Just like I'm not red and I'm not blue, I'm fucking purple.
Yeah, I'm probably the same. It's nothing that I've had to have a strong opinion on one way or the other until now. But when you hear or you obviously hear so many situations where you want people to be able to make the decision what to do with their pregnancy. Like, yes, if you are raped, heaven forbid, or if it's ectopic or whatever,
your life is in danger.
You're in danger. The baby's in danger. Now, I don't know if I feel like with anything, like as we dig deeper into it, there will be caveats for certain things, you would hope. And there are certain states where they're not going to adopt this. This is just saying that law, that the overarching law where you have the freedom to choose is no longer there, and it's putting that decision back into the state's hands. Right. So there's still going to be places where you can,
and then people come up with,
but the majority is really, 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 really loud, or minority, majority, whatever it is.
And everyone's trying to give an absolute, like, oh, well, if you said my body, my choice on the vaccine, then what about my body, my choice here? Like, and it's just so exhausting because all we do is bicker about it.
I know. And I'd like to think, now I could be completely wrong, and I think Texas is one of the harshest places to be in this situation, but it's like you would like to think that as this gets sorted out, there's going to be certain situations where they're not going to say you have to have this baby, or whatever. But but I guess we don't know yet about that. And that it is. It does cause a lot of people like fear and sadness and panic, like us having daughters, I guess, in Texas. Like, what if something happens? Then all of a sudden, and I guess I'm a little confused from the government standpoint and from the Supreme Court and these politicians, these men, like, why? What is their...
And where's the accountability on the dude's part? Like,
I know.
Okay, you're going to say you got to have this baby and then this guy's got to write you a check every month for the next 18 fucking years?
Right.
Like, shit doesn't make sense.
And why do these politicians, I don't think, it sounds bad, but like, I don't think they're really caring that much about like the life of this child. I really don't. Like, what's the ulterior motive here?
Well, that's the problem with politicians.
Exactly.
Is that they're all,
and that's why I'm a little confused.
They're all trying to
Why are there all these men that have probably had abortions or had a woman or along the way made a mistake or whatever, and they have some skeletons in their closet? Why are they like throwing their gavel down? I'm so pro-life and blah, blah. Like, what are they getting? Is it a monetary thing? I think that's where I'm a little like confused. And
well, I mean, this sounds terrible. I'm sure there are politicians. I know I have one friend who's in politics, and he's a lovely human, and I think he's a great man. But I just think the vast majority, they're crooked as hell, you know?
Yep.
And
they have to take their stance in order to be in this party.
And it goes back to that.
Yeah.
The donkeys and the elephants.
Back to the donkeys and the elephants.
I can't get over it. I cannot get over the donkeys and the elephants.
I know.
And the red and the blue. And like now they're like, we've got to get this. This has got to be blue. We've got to get this to red. And I'm like, y'all are grown ass educated people, and you're just like team red, team blue.
It's ridiculous.
I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall. I know, because I feel like we have this conversation all the time.
Yep.
But it's not it.
We do, and it's frustrating,
and it makes me crazy.
I can see why a lot of people are worked up over this, and it's a little scary.
Absolutely,
you want to be in charge of your choices and your decision and your
without
body.
a doubt, without a doubt. But at some point in time, I do see on the other extreme side, like if you're using that as a means to, if you're not taking some responsibility and you're having multiple abortions and you're like, that to me is not okay.
No.
And I don't know that there's a workaround around that or, I just
want a life.
Right. I mean,
you've already had yours.
Right. Well, right. But I mean,
something,
I don't know, to where they're, where it's not just, and I don't know that, so if you're talking about, that's one small instance where I'm like that icks me out,
Yeah.
And, religiously, a lot of people that's tied to their religious beliefs. And I get that and I respect that. But yeah, it just seems like over on this side, like, fuck, like women should have that option to be able to
would this
determine.
Man be telling me I have to carry.
Right. And it's not just men who are voting on this at all.
No.
But it's just listen, as ladies, we got enough shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Like on our own, that I just don't think that's one that's okay.
Right.
So anyway, I felt like we needed to kind of at least touch on it.
Because
it's still confusing and it still sucks. And it's just
I wonder
awful.
sometimes what people in other countries think of when they turn on the news of like, this is what's going on in America today. And now these people are protesting about this. And You know, it's like it's just, even like since COVID has gotten better, it's been still just as crazy as when COVID was going on and we thought the world was ending. It's like, it's not calming down,
right.
You know, it's just crazy. And I just want to be able to like wake up and turn on the news and listen to the birds chirping and not be stressed out, you know? So
but there's just
maybe that's why we both do that as like a defense mechanism. I'm like, not looking. I'm like,
no doubt.
You know, I can't get so wrapped up in it that it's going to like ruin my day.
For sure.
But it's there. And
I know. And then it grosses me out so much that that we're just so divisive.
And well, now with social media, it's like everybody.
And we're not willing to listen to anyone else's. You know, you're so dug in.
Yeah.
Not willing. No. No one can have.
Everyone wants to do the mic drop on Twitter. Yeah. Like everyone wants to say the thing that's going to get all the likes. Yeah. That's going to like make them feel like they're.
Well, or even being able to have like conversations. Yeah. Like they're just pointless. You feel like. Yeah. I mean, I guess there are people that are willing to listen. Like, I'll listen to whatever because my ass is dumb about. Because but current events.
Just explain that accent thing to me very well.
See,
you're not dumb.
Well, baseball. I mean, it's sports related, but I'm just saying, like, I appreciate. I've come to the conclusion in my life that not all of my opinions are accepted and shared by others.
Yep.
I've also come to the point in my life where I realize I don't have shit figured out.
Yeah.
And so I don't really
That's kind of the best way to be. I'm the exact same way. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't have time for strong opinions. I don't. I would love to have strong opinions. I just don't have time for the strong. I'm just trying.
Well, right, and I don't have time to educate myself enough to have a strong opinion and be like, yes.
I'm just trying to manage my little world and like make sure I feed my children.
I know.
And like, don't forget to put the pull up on them when they're going to sleep so they pee their bed at your sister-in-law's house, like they did. Right, you know, just all the little things.
I know.
Make sure you send the sunscreen to camp. Like that's hard enough for me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep swimming in my little purple river.
More power to those that can have that loud voice. I mean, more power to you.
I'm in the purple lazy river. That's where I am. I'm just floating in the purple lazy river. I want to be in the purple.
Is it red wine?
Yes. I'm floating in a lazy river of red wine. And no, not red. It's not red wine. It's not red.
Is it blue?
It's not blue.
Oh. Make a choice. What color is your lazy river?
I just want to float in a purple wine lazy river.
It's clear. It's clear and beautiful water.
Maybe we should get Zen. Well, it's a Zen river. I just want to float.
It's a Zen river.
In a lazy
Prosecco.
A lazy Zen river.
Okay. I'm there with you.
Z-I-N and Z-Y-N.
Oh, the Zen River.
The Zen River.
I love it. I think we figured it all out.
Clearly. I mean,
just float along.
Float along with us.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Okay. So there we go.
Solved that.
We solved it. Okay. Now it is time for special guests.
Yes, it is.
Do you want to bring them from someone, or you want to do that on the other side?
Yeah, let's tell everybody about where they're from after they're here.
After this. And it is that time, our special guests. So excited to have these two in. We've been trying to get them in forever. Scheduling has been a nightmare because they're also like moms. So trying to get 4 moms on one schedule is a little bit difficult. The ladies of Style Duplicated.
Excited to be here.
I know. Paige and Jeni.
Thanks for having us.
So, okay, look, we're all over the place. But so Paige was my neighbor for a number of years. And then was Jen friends with Michelle? No.
Who's Jen?
Different.
Hello, my name is Jeni.
Oh, you don't like Jen?
No, wait. Okay.
Emily was just nicknaming her.
Oh, I was like, oh shit! I thought the whole time her name was Jeni, but I called you Jen.
Oh yeah, no,
so
that's okay.
We don't shorten the name.
No, you could, but my nanny's named Jen, so I was like, oh wait, what?
Okay. Let's start over so I don't butcher that. Let's do it again. Okay.
Who's Jen?
And I was like, shit. The whole time I thought her name was Jeni, and I just shortened it. Okay, we ready?
All right, M.
3, 2, 1. And here they are, our special guests today, the ladies of Style Duplicated. We've been trying to get them in for a long time. Scheduling 4 moms at one place and one time has been a bit of a challenge, but They are here now, and we are so excited to have you. Paige and Jeni, welcome to the Mom Game.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Excited to be a part of the Mom Game today.
It's going to be fun. Okay, so a little backstory. Paige and I were neighbors in the same hood for quite some time. You've moved out. We'll explain that reason. It wasn't my fault. But you guys have been friends for how long?
Lord.
23 years or something.
Okay, where'd you meet?
Mourton High School,
Okay.
Right.
Arlington Martin.
So yeah,
Proud warriors.
1998 probably is when we first met and became friends. And then we went to college together and
College at?
Texas Tech. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very outnumbered here today.
Yes, you are. Yes,
and
you
then we've
are.
just gone through all of the life stuff ever since.
Yeah.
So yeah, been there through it all.
And lots of life stuff.
A whole lot of
so
life.
when did you, okay, so I remember, this is so funny, Paige, I don't even know if I've ever told you the story, but it was Halloween party one year in our neighborhood, and somebody had come over that was outside the neighborhood and they brought their kids or whatever, and they saw you and they were like, oh, there's that girl from Style Duplicated. And I was like, what's Style Duplicated? I mean, because if you know me at all, like, fashion, style, not really
You always look cute.
in my thing.
We need to be coached here today. I think a little bit.
So I was like, "What, Paige?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, they've got this Instagram and like it to know it." And I was like, or whatever it's called, whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know about this." And so then I started, following along, with you guys. And I don't even know. I may have not even been on Instagram at that point. Like I was pretty late to the game. But anyway, so you guys started this whole project called Style Duplicated. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, well, Paige made me start this project.
There's always one of us.
Sounds like me.
And
Julie
she
made me do this
wrangled me
podcast.
into it. So she's kind of the business brain behind it all, and she likes to just tell me what to do, which works out really nicely for our relationship. But yeah, she had an idea to start.
I was
a
going to
blog.
do it by myself. And then when I get like a free 30 seconds to 1 minute, I tend to start another business or another project or
Because you are
buy another
a
house
very
or-
accomplished and successful photographer who takes beautiful, beautiful photos.
Extremely accomplished.
Extremely accomplished.
And so then I was thinking, okay, two of us, first of all, for us, like a time standpoint, will be way easier. And as much as we both have like similar styles, like I'm not going to be for everybody, and then Jenny's not going to be for everybody. So it was like, let's join forces,
Larger
and cover
audience.
the whole style gamut,
Yes.
or at least some.
Everything's more fun when you're doing it with your best friend.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And she was a little like iffy. She was like, I don't know. I was like, just come
Just do
on
it.
board.
Okay, so how old are you guys now?
40.
40?
yes,
Both
we're
40.
40.
And how many kids?
3 kids for me. I've
Okay.
got Jackson's 14, Presley is 11, and then I have a 6-year-old Hayes.
Okay.
And I've got 4, and one's about to be 15. I've got a 13-year-old, a 10, and a 6. And the 6 is the only boy.
Out of the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh, bless him.
And he's also my roommate, like bedmate. Like we share a bedroom because my house is so tiny.
Yeah. Okay. So how old were you guys when you started Style Duplicated? And what were you hoping? I mean, like what, because it seemed like y'all were kind of on the forefront of this whole, like, I mean, it's not like you're, 20 and trying to do the influencer thing.
Right.
Y'all were coming at it at a later age. What was kind of your strategy there, and what's it kind of turned
From
into?
the jump, we were like, okay, Paige has had a tummy tuck, boob jobs, nose job. Let's talk about that stuff.
We wanted to be real.
That's that's like people are like, I would never
Yeah.
get Botox. And it's like, well, I've been filleted and like rightfully so after all my children and all that. So we started talking with that, and that got kind of some,
Yeah.
I can't believe
People
it.
like
bit of
real.
traction.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
and I
it.
love being real. I don't have that like part of my brain that says, ooh, that's embarrassing. Like it just isn't.
We don't either.
It's just missing.
We should,
so
but we don't.
We started with that, and then from there, I think we just went into like whatever kind of the audience drove us towards, which was
At first, we thought we were going to be more like fashion, which seems funny because we're not like these super fashionable people, but it's kind of evolved to more lifestyle, I would say, just everyday life. We've both been through a lot. We like to, put it out there. And I think that our readers enjoy that part of it.
Because y'all do a blog and you have like a
Yeah.
website,
Yeah, we
and
do.
blog
it's
is
not
like
just the Instagram.
main.
Okay.
It's like really the whole, it all is like feeds off the blog. But the Instagram is where we can show a lot more of like a day-to-day look at
Quick little
what we're doing,
snippets.
or like, this is what I wore today, and aren't I so cute? And that
Right.
kind of stuff.
It's
Right.
cool because Instagram has turned into like little mini reality shows on each feed,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
really has.
like reality shows took off, and whenever that was, Jessica Simpson Newlyweds,
yeah.
like was
Yes,
probably
loved that.
one of the first that I was obsessed with. And it's weird how you find yourself just gravitated towards watching people do their kind of everyday routines, but then once they really get to know somebody, it's like, oh, what are they doing today? Well, what happened with this storyline, and what's your kid doing with this situation, the random hamster that they had as a pet, and whatever it is, it's
People
really cool.
are so invested, especially ever since I had like a fairly, I say public because it's like it's not that many people, but an open divorce was speaking about like, what am I going to do? This is what we're going through, and then going on to dating, and then the recent breakup with Jeff. People were like so upset.
Really?
Yes. And just how dare he? And like, I was like, all right, people get
People
so
definitely
invested.
Yeah.
very
Okay. So
invested.
you are divorced.
Yes.
Married once, divorced, and you are remarried, correct?
I am divorced, so married. I've been married twice.
Okay.
Too. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how long have you been? Did the
So-
second marriage happen after
Yes.
you started
so
this?
I'm actually married now to my college love.
Okay.
So it kind of came back around. I got married quickly after college, had 2 kids, and that didn't work out. So found myself divorced, single mom, and then Nick came back into my life. And so we've been married now for 8 years.
Okay.
That's
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are divorced, like you said. You went and you put it all out there. I mean, maybe not all of it, but you put quite a bit out there.
Yeah. Within certain boundaries, but yeah.
Right. Did you, was that like a conscious decision on your part, or just like, this is part of what I'm going through, this is what I've always done, and I'm just going to keep doing it?
I think talking about things and being open about things helps me process, and then getting feedback from other women that are going through something similar or just are so happy to connect with someone that like, oh my gosh, this lady is in the same place as me. To me, that was worth it to be maybe a little embarrassed or whatever, which again, I don't have that
Right.
part of the brain, but it was worth it to me to talk about it openly just because that's who I am. And I feel like I'm so much more the type of person that would say, I'm getting a divorce and this is what's happening, than have everyone be like,
Whispering.
be like, just let me tell you what's going on.
Well, and that's true, because I mean, regardless, people whisper regardless of what the
yes.
situation is, regardless of divorce or what you're wearing or what your hair looks like
Nothing
or whatever.
will show you that more than a divorce, though. You hear people like, oh, they'll choose teams. And I'm like, nah.
Oh, they
Ooh,
do.
It's like
Yes,
shocking.
They do.
Yeah. Well, and then people, I feel like freak out when you and Zach, your ex-husband,
Yes.
like do stuff together, because y'all have a very.
I adore him. He is an amazing co-parent, a great friend. But when a marriage is no longer a romantic relationship whatsoever for either one of you, it's like, it's okay to have it not be forever just because at 21 years old you said it would be.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of like awesome and refreshing to hear. And I would say that maybe one of the reasons people are drawn to y'all is because you do that, because you get on Instagram and it's this immediate, like, everyone's putting their best foot forward. Everyone's posting their family photo that they paid money for, from a wonderful photographer, whatever. They're matching outfits, or here's our condo in Rosemary Beach, and now we're here, and now we're here. But we know that's not what life is. Like,
not at all.
Yes, there's those beautiful moments in life, but to kind of double down on, this is really me, and this, I got divorced. Like, how many people have been divorced and like are going through that? My parents were. Emily's. Yeah, it's like half. Yeah, a lot of people are, and there's not like a divorce influencer genre. Is there? Maybe
Have y'all started one?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but that whole conscious uncoupling, like the Gwyneth Paltrow method,
Okay.
I was like, she's got it right.
Okay, what is that? I don't know.
So remember when her and Chris Martin got divorced? It was just the idea of going from a marriage with kids to an expanded family. So
Okay.
you're keeping family minded, and you're keeping like the long game in mind, and not blow you up. We're gonna.
Right.
You're just thinking, okay, this kind of sucks now. I'm kind of annoyed and I'd rather not, but I'm just going to shh. And 5 years down the line, maybe we'll be in our condo in Rosemary Beach together, and we'll all be with his new wife and my new husband. And we'll have, that was my dream, to have the expanded family where the kids didn't feel like they had to choose.
Right.
And they knew mom and dad are friends and cool. And so it's cool for us to be happy.
Possible.
So
scenario
how
for
is
the
it
kids.
with your ex, and was your
so
husband
we-
married previously?
He was not married,
Okay.
no kids. My ex is now married, and they have 2 little kids. So, I mean, we co-parent well. Like we've been doing this now for 10 years. So it hasn't always been great. Like we've definitely had some highs and lows, but I feel like right now we're at kind of like that sweet spot of just the only thing we really fought over was scheduling. And it's still hard. I mean, the hardest part for me is like they travel a lot in the summer. So putting my kids on a plane every other week, it doesn't ever get easier. It doesn't ever get easier not having your kids on Christmas Day, like those kinds of things. Or I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that. But we make it work for the kids because at the end of the day, that's what's the most important thing. So
How much are you learning? Have you learned from her experiences, or do you feel like they're totally different?
I think they're pretty different.
They are.
Because I feel like Zach is, neither one of us are trying to like
Distance.
or to like dictate. It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And so it just stays very fluid. So we don't have it's 2-2-3, it's 4-4. It's like, hey, you got meetings coming up. Well, I'm going on a trip in 3 weeks, so make sure you have the kids in. It's just kind of
ours is definitely more regimented, but it kind of works better for me because I'm a scheduled person. So I feel like it just takes the argument out of it.
There are times I wish that ours was.
Yeah.
But I also like that I don't have to be like, oh, that's not my weekend. I can't do something. I just put it in the calendar and Zach's like, oh, cool. Like I won't do something that weekend.
Well, and I think that y'all's stories, right? Your best friends very, love each other so much. I mean, it's kind of like Julie and I, like we're very different. Like, and so there's
totally different.
Like the way she runs her house is completely different than from the way that I run my house. But there are things that in the way she does things that I'm like, God, I wish I could be more like Julie. And she never says that about me. But
I was about to. But, no, I wish I could be more organized and clean.
But I think that's just like, I think it's just kind of like a microcosm of any friendship or relationship or anything like that. That there's no one way to do something. This isn't how you get divorced, and this isn't how you blend a family. This isn't how you remarry. This isn't there's not one. There's no fucking instruction guide for this thing. You know what I mean?
It was very refreshing to talk to Jeni about like how she handled it with her family and just relationships that you almost don't expect are going to be frazzled by something like this, where they are, and then you're oh no.
Right. Because it hurts when you lose a friend over it. I mean, it's so never
awkward.
easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and two, like I feel like, I mean, and now I think we're pretty much into that age, but like, 30, 35, probably depending on when you get married, that's kind of when shit starts to happen in that category, right? Like, it's been a while. It's been a while, and we're not making babies anymore. And I'm just realizing that
it's more of a working relationship.
This may not be for everyone. So anyway, I think I do appreciate how open you guys have been, especially you, Paige, about kind of what it's been like to go through this. And I bet there are a ton of women who are finding themselves in a similar situation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And okay, this is one thing I was going to ask you guys. What do your kids think? Are your kids on social media yet? And what do they think about you guys being content creators?
Mine are. And Blake doesn't really get on there much. Kylie does. She's one of the first ones to watch all of my stories.
Okay.
So if there was going to be something that I'm like, okay, if I'm talking about a first date or something, muting Kylie from that story. I don't want her to be in on everything. Yes.
Okay.
So, but I guess there's some rumor going around her school that Kylie's mom is famous.
Look at this.
Yeah,
so famous.
She's like, Mom.
So is that a good, like Hattie, same way, she's in on me being on television. So in, I don't think Henry cares, but I feel like some kids might be like, not cool. Not, they don't
Luckily,
want that attention
mine
or whatever.
are happy about it.
Yeah.
And so far, nothing weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
So my kids are not on any social media. I'm trying to kind of prolong that as long as possible. I think that my 14-year-old son has no idea what I do or cares really. And then Presley, she likes to come with us and take pictures, stuff like that. But she's definitely my one that's like, don't post that picture of me.
Okay.
Or, she has an opinion about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. And husband, what does husband think?
Yeah, he's been really easygoing about it. He's like, at first, I think he was a little more like, ooh, should you share that? Should you not? And now I feel like he's just like, oh, she's going to do what she's going to do.
It is nice not having a husband, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
People are always like, oh.
Zach had a big opinion on the blog. And
He didn't ever want me to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that just never starts out on the right foot. But with just girls are always like, oh, I got to ask my husband this or that. And I'm just like,
Right.
Don't.
You don't have to ask anything.
Yeah.
There are some perks of just being.
Yeah.
And this is so. Do you have another job as well, like Paige's photography?
Nope,
okay,
this is my only other little part-time gig.
yeah. So how have you guys been able to monetize it? And is it like it's a job, right? Like you look at it like this is my job every day. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Because I think it's kind of crazy how people can really thrive on Instagram, and it's a way to do business.
I guess after having never have I mastered anything, but having gotten my photography business where it was very profitable and running almost on its own. Like I still have to show up and do the shoot, but I've had the same employee for 9 years, and she knows what's up. So that was going well, and it seems like okay, I see all these girls seemingly making decent money on Instagram, influencing, blogging, whatever. I don't feel like many of them are that engaging or funny or personality girls. They're just like cute and like, here's my hat.
Wearing a cute outfit.
Right. And so I was like, well, I can totally do better than that. And so, I mean, normally I tend to go for something that's already a saturated market, which is like, I don't know why. I'm just drawn to, I'm like, let's get the biggest challenge. So whenever we first started going into it, it was, okay, let's just like see how it goes for a little bit. Maybe when we make like $1,000, we'll do an LLC and like get serious. And then like a week later, we're like, all right, we are there and let's get going.
And this is all thanks to her. I am not business minded whatsoever.
But you can manage a project like, whoa.
Look, I can check off the list. Like give me a to-do list and I've got you. But she runs the ship pretty much. So.
And so how is it like the clothing brands that are wanting you guys are paying you to talk about? How does it all work?
Well, with Reward Style, that's like probably our biggest company we work with, which is like the huge conglomerate that represents hundreds of thousands of smaller retailers. Okay. And it's just an easy platform for us to link something and then get, sometimes it's 20 cents, sometimes it's $20, whatever, based on whatever's purchased. So we do a lot through that, but then we'll also get collaborations straight from brands. So Nordstrom wants us to promote this certain thing, and these are the things we have to do.
And these big stores are now using influencers.
And two, don't they look to you for like you're not a 20-year-old fresh out of college. Like they're looking for a different market that I assume there's not a ton of, to where you mentioned it being saturated, but I would assume there's, you guys are probably one of the first to start in this demographic.
I think, ours has got to be a little smaller, the demographic. I think the majority of our followers obviously are women, but I think it's like 24 to like 55 or something. Yeah. So some of the young girls are still like, hey, cool, I'd wear that. But then all the way up to like closer to our parents' age. Like, right. I like what you did there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And usually I'm not like, I hate shopping. Like I hate it. Honestly, and same. So I will do, but I remember like I would see stuff and I would text Paige and I'd be like, where'd you get those shorts? The shorts I have on. Yeah. Some she was wearing and sent to me. So you never think that like, you're like, I'm so not going to be influenced. I'm not capable of being influenced. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? But it's like, you're like, well, shit, that's cute. Like, I don't want to go to the store. I'm just going to buy those.
So easy.
Yeah. So I would text her and I'd be like, what size do you think I need? Whatever. And so I would, whatever.
Yes, it takes so much out of the time of like, we'll go, like the Nordstrom sales coming up. We will spend hours
so much time
and we'll narrow it down
through.
To like, this is the good stuff you need to actually look at.
Right.
And then you can look at our like 20 picks and be like, okay, they like spent 2 days looking through this stuff. This is going to be probably the top.
Okay, so I've been on television for 25 years, but when Julie and Adam, our social media guy, asked me to do like a 1-minute video, I'm like, oh.
She is. It's like you're talking to a 10-year-old boy asking him to do his chores.
I don't want to do it. I mean, like, so like I did a day in the life or whatever at work, like behind the scenes. It was like maybe 20 stories or something. And I was like, I'm so exhausted.
She was bitching so exhausted.
I was bitching.
I mean, there's days
bitching
that
the entire time
feel like that.
So how far out are you guys planning? I see like some 40. Y'all had the 40 balloons. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, how did they?
But look, we took that picture like 4 months ago.
Exactly.
We're just now posting it.
Right.
So
it's like we'll have an idea, and then we know we need pictures for this idea, and we can't get together that often, so we have to kind of like. Yeah. Take it many, many steps back and be like, we know we're going to eventually need to do this. So.
Right. Because y'all live like an hour apart.
We have a shared calendar. We try, but like COVID it kind of messed us up.
We were doing so good before COVID. Like I feel like we would have been like at the top tier by now. But then COVID came and we were like, I don't give a shit. Do you give a shit?
No. Do you give a shit? No one gives a shit.
No one gives one single shit. And
gives a
so
shit.
it got to the point where we weren't really like hustling anymore. It's like for a while we were like, it's 3 blog posts a week. It's this. And now it's like, is it 1 a month or?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no rules
We would
anymore.
like to pick it back up, but now it's almost like for the most part, there's some passive income with it. So we don't feel like we have to be like, let's hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
But the beauty of something like that, something like what we do, you can ramp it up when you want.
Yes.
And you can, same with the wine business. I'm like, I can hit it hard when I want,
yes.
but when it's summertime and I got a shit ton of things going on.
Speaking of, this is delicious.
Thank you very much.
And I'm not usually a white wine drinker.
Yeah, it's my
really
favorite.
like it.
Same. I'm not either, but it's the Dove Hunt Dog Sauv Blanc. It's very good, very
is
affordable.
good.
Also,
Yeah.
I'll give you guys my card
So-
later on.
She will. Don't worry. I want to talk a little bit about like parenting kids that are teenage age because I have little kids. They're my daughter just turned 4, my son just turned 7. Emily's are just a little older than mine, but we haven't quite hit that phase, and I know it's a lot.
Yeah. Middle
and I
school,
have
junior high.
neighbors. Like I hear about people that are going through it and how it's a totally different kind of challenge. Like right now, my challenge is that I can't like sit down, you know, and I've got to this and that. And they're getting into a little bit easier of a phase, but I can't imagine what it's going to be like.
Our challenge now is like making sure they grow up to be like good humans. And
Yes.
that seems even more like that's
Right.
really
And they're having to
heavy.
make tough choices. And then like girls, like mean girls kind of stuff and bullying. Like how is that all going for you guys?
Well, with one of mine, we're just at let's get down to the hygiene.
The boy?
It's like no,
The girl,
no. The
okay.
boy's he's 6. He has the hygiene's okay.
That's
for him.
right.
But yeah, they're just like, oh, now there's so much more to take care of. You can't be like the lazy girl, and it's like there's stuff to take care
Like,
of now.
I don't even know like at what age they start like
Shaving.
deodorant, shaving armpits.
Deodorant happened early
Maybe
for
like
us.
12 or
I would say,
Is it like
probably
literally
around
when you
11.
smell something?
yeah, you're like,
Yes.
oh,
And deodorant happens for boys. I mean, Henry's on the deodorant train. Like he can't.
When did that start?
Probably like a year ago.
How old
So
is
what
he?
age?
He's about to be 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Okay, and
happens
Avon and
early.
Henry are the same age.
Yes.
And she isn't. She still smells lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. And Avon, it's so funny. Avon and Hattie used to be like best friends.
Oh, really?
Like best
When they were
best,
neighbors.
Best friends. Yeah. Yeah. Even though she was a couple of years older, she
Avon does not discriminate. She's like, I love anyone of any age.
and she was the
Well, that's what's fun
sweetest
about
girl.
like a neighborhood too.
Yes,
it's like the
it
ages
is
don't
fun.
really matter.
Yeah,
as
it's a lot
much.
of fun most of the time, but like sometimes it's like, this thing's
be a
closing
lot.
in on me.
I got closed in on and was like,
Yeah.
so I got myself like an almost half acre, and now I don't speak to neighbors. I'm like, this is my oasis.
She
That's
just
how
talks to
you
her
solved
Instagram
that.
friends. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I prefer a little space.
Okay, there was 2 really pressing things I wanted to talk about. First of all, the thing y'all do when it's like, tell us your deepest, darkest secrets, and then people fucking tell you
Gosh, the things that they say.
Oh my gosh!
And- but
That's like
you-
when
can-
And
Are
you
they
can see, you can see who sent it.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
Do you ever like go dig them up?
I
You're like,
try to dig them
I
up and
don't.
she deletes them. I'm
'Cause
like,
I'm
I want
like-
to know who said that.
I mean, the stuff you post, I'm like, they know you can see
Right.
who is sending.
They really trust us.
So-
they must trust you so
They
hard.
do.
It's
So we're like,
insane.
give us your confession.
Have you ever seen them do
Yeah,
this?
I've kind
I
of
think
just
I saw
taken
one of
over
them.
it because I feel
But
like
I want to
some-
explain it.
Jenny
Yeah.
can't handle it.
I'm like, I am out. This is terrifying.
and then some of Jenny's friends are more like, is that appropriate? And I'm like, give me a fucking break.
Right.
So I'll take that on.
Okay, so what is it?
It's like, give us your confessions.
Okay.
So they
Give
will
an
they
example
will
of like
say,
a really crazy one.
I'm having sex with my boss
I mean,
like
it's
the-
in the
I don't
conference
read
room.
it.
Sweat. I'm like, my
at
mom's
lunch.
using this.
And then
you know?
I try to find it in my witty back of my brain to say something kind of lighthearted, kind of silly, kind of funny, make it maybe not quite so like, ooh.
Right.
And then post, and then I delete.
I
So
will
I'm
say,
like, I don't care who they are, what they say.
the way you handle, I will give you props on that. The way you handle it is brilliant because you put it out there and then you're not shaming, but you're actually trying to present this, even though no one knows who it is, who's saying I'm having sex with my boss, but you're presenting it in a way where it's like, okay, well, maybe you should take a look at your marriage if you're banging your boss. You know what I mean? Like maybe we should
a
reevaluate some
sarcastic
things.
or
Yes.
some silly kind of
to where it's
weird
not
that-
like
You have so many people that want to tell you their secrets.
That's like it freaks me
probably
the fuck out.
everywhere
like,
you look in a crowd, these people have some deep dark secrets.
They really want to get them out.
They just need their friends on Instagram or wherever, people they trust.
And props to you for not like sharing or digging like that. Is that
what like Catholic preachers hear? Like
yes.
Oh yeah,
they hear everything.
This is the confessional.
Meet Paige Walker, our Catholic priest.
Yes. Sister Paige.
That's fun though. So how many followers do y'all have?
16,500. It's not like some crazy hundreds
That's a lot.
of thousands.
But they're into it.
And you feel like they're
so into it.
Yeah.
We may not have the most ever, but who we have is like they're with us. They're like we're ride or die, still duplicated. So we're thrilled with our number.
Well, and we're the same way at Mom Game. Our little Instagram's getting, I think we're like at 3,000. We're chugging away.
Good. That's great.
Thank God we have way more listeners than we have Instagram followers.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. And then the other thing I had to ask, the dating apps. Oh my gosh, this stresses me out for you so bad.
MG.
It really stresses me out.
So, so little peel back the curtain backstory. So you meet Miggy.
Miggle.
Sorry. Miggle.
What dating apps are we doing?
I like Bumble and Hinge.
Okay.
What's Hinge?
Hinge is the one that is, at least when I first started on the dating apps, was a little more, it was the newest one. It was supposed to be really, truly like normal people, not a lot of fake accounts.
Okay.
And it was, and that's where I met Miggle. But I pulled a little bit of a weaselly catfish by changing my location to where my brother lives in Santa Barbara. So I was like, I don't like Fort Worth style dudes. Like, I don't want.
You wanted
I want
Santa
someone
Barbara
that
style
doesn't
guy.
know
Big mistake.
anyone that I know. So it matched me with an LA boy. And we had so much fun together and so much in common, but it also turned into just like a big toxic ball of mess. It was like a trauma bond, like probably a very standard, I'm out of a divorce, first boyfriend situation. So that was maybe about a year and a half.
So that was just like a.
And
did you see each other often, or was it just
he ended
like
up moving to Fort Worth?
Oh, goodness gracious!
I'm like 2 for 2.
So at some point you had to say like, I actually don't live in California.
Yeah.
No, I did. I said that right away. I was like, well, my brother lives there, and like I figured
you just wanted to match.
If anything's
with.
cool, like maybe I'll travel and like 2 birds with 1 stone. Say hi to my brother. Say hi to you. Head back to Texas. So we did the travel thing back and forth for a little bit, and then he was like, I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to?
No, it was just kind of like, okay, because he was a director and a cinematographer, so he could essentially live anywhere.
Yeah,
and he
but
would
you'd
go
think it's
do
better
jobs.
there. Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't probably, but he moved to Dallas after we broke up. So he's like,
Okay, he's
still like happy with
still
Texas.
here.
Okay. And do you still talk to him?
Yeah, some.
You do. So, but then y'all like what? Like you put it all out there.
Yes.
And I remember y'all like went on a trip.
That
and
was
then,
Jenny's
happy birthday to me.
Oh,
birthday trip.
So you read a post and I was like, something.
Oh, there's some drama.
See, you can see why people are addicted to this. It's like a soap opera.
It definitely is. And listen,
It's fun, though.
But it's not. I mean, like, but I know Paige, and so I consider her a friend, and so I'm keeping up with her life. But it's not like we're texting and calling all the time.
But it's
like how
it's probably
like with anybody else, how you keep up with people you know and people you care about, whatever. And so it was pretty passive aggressive.
I feel like it was
the
like
story.
It was like me and Jeni like looking pissed, and it was like, boy, bye.
Yes. And then like a day later, it was like, he's back. And I was like,
we were stuck on an island, so he couldn't go anywhere. So I was like, we might as well make the most of an 80s night.
Let's send him on a plane. I'll figure it out.
So where were y'all?
We were in Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so things went
It was
awry
very
while you were there.
It was just very,
Yes,
very upsetting
awry.
and very awry. And
you
there was
realized
that
maybe he
point where
wasn't who you thought he was.
He was crying like in the sand, and he had sand all stuck to him. And I was like, I'm gonna have a panic attack. Like, this
Sand in the eyes.
it was funny. It was
The visual.
It was highly stressful.
The visual.
And then
It sounds like something on like a Ben Stiller rom-com.
seriously,
it totally
sand
could have been.
dangling in the eyelashes. So that guy's gone. And
okay, quick question. So when you put it out there, whatever. Sometimes you're like when you're processing it and like you don't want it, like you just don't want to explain. Do you feel like you like owe it to the followers?
Yes.
An explanation.
So whenever Jeff and I broke up recently, I put he promised me the world 2 days ago, and is another kind of bitch ass statement, as I do.
Yes.
But dude, F you.
Right.
You promised me the world 2 days ago. You sold
Right.
your house, talking marriage, talking forever, and then suddenly I can't do this.
Right.
And at your
He like
lowest,
freaked himself out.
Everybody's
whenever-
been following this whole time. So
Yeah.
what, he just suddenly disappears and then I just say nothing?
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Do you
I
think
just
you had people like go after him? Do you think people that love you were like,
Oh, somebody
like
said that they saw
Beyonce's
him on a
Beehive, the
dating
Beehive?
app, but he had like a different name and
he
a different
goes
age,
by,
and I'm like, oh no, let's
Matthew
call him out.
on the dating apps because I think he's afraid he thinks he's famous. People are going to say, Jeff Ogden of the Dallas Cowboys
are
and
not
Millionaire
famous,
Matchmaker.
honey.
No one gives a shit. So I think he's worried.
Oh, so he was on. I knew he played for the.
He played for Dallas, Miami, and Baltimore, and that is his heyday.
Okay.
So then he was on Millionaire Matchmaker twice, and he's been married a lot of times.
Red flag.
I charged into red flag town.
like,
like,
I said that.
Red charged into
And-
Red Flag Town.
but I loved
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Red Flag Town's awesome.
I know. But I loved him. I fell in love with him, and I just got burned, and it happens. So put it out there because that's the realistic part of dating at 40.
Yeah. So how do you manage the dating with the kids?
Well, with Michael, since he moved here, at first it started out just us talking and then us on FaceTime, and they'd see him and they'd be like, oh, is that Michael? Whatever. So when he finally came to visit, like however long later, they were like, oh, that's Michael. Like I try to make it so casual and not like, almost like if we got a new babysitter, not like, kids sit down, this is your new daddy, or anything like creepy.
Right,
It's just
right.
like, this is who I'm spending time with. And like, same with Jeff, like he met the kids way too early, and it was almost just on kind of on a weird accident because my dad and mom were there and they're like, we'd love to meet him. And then he came over and the kids were there and they had friends over and it was just like a casual thing, but they'd seen him and they'd met him. And then it's like, well, then where does it switch back once they've met? It wasn't formal ever. And so I don't think it's been very easy to kind of like,
Well, and I
Slide
feel
in
like
and out
too,
of
so
that.
many times, this isn't always the case, but a lot of times the kids take on the kind of the aura or whatever of the parent. Like with me, and maybe with Jeni's this like super structure.
Little OCD children.
Yes. And so,
100%.
right. But then I feel like probably Julie's kids are going to be a little like more.
Go with the flow.
Anna will. Ryder's a little OCD.
Yeah.
But
mean,
my
Hattie
daughter
will-
is a free spirit.
Hattie, listen, Hattie will be so free.
I've
Way
been
too
pretty
free.
free with it. And they really enjoy both of them.
Yeah.
But
And are they sad when they're gone?
no, Griffin, my youngest, was like, here's what we're going to do, Mom. Because she heard me say something about like, oh my gosh, Jeff blocked me. Like, that's so weird. Like, I blocked my number. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, I don't. I was like,
I'm sorry,
oh,
but that is he
ow.
12?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He's 12. So it was very.
Block
very,
a kid? The fuck?
No, blocked me.
Oh,
No,
I
not
thought,
the kid.
I was like, okay, and then I was like, what? Griffin already has a phone
No,
number.
This is Griffin's response to that. He had heard me
Okay.
saying,
Emily's
okay,
trying
I've
her
been
hardest.
blocked. Yes,
It's like,
So Griffin was like, Mom, here's what we're going to do. You're going to tell Jeff we're at Dad's house. You're going to invite him over. We're going to hide. We jump out. We all kick him in the privates.
Oh my gosh.
So they
I
have my
love
back and they're
them.
like so fun with it, but they're also
They love you.
They know it's
they
just a
love
chill
you, so
situation.
they're gonna
Right.
do it.
Yeah, they just want their mom.
but they
to be
do
happy.
enjoy whenever there's a guy there. They're like, oh, let's wrestle, let's play this.
Yeah.
Let's like
Guy
it's
stuff.
fun. Yeah.
okay, so what are you doing now?
Now I am dating
I saw this
again.
morning. I saw this morning. You're like checking out the
We have
app.
a lot of male listeners.
Oh, we do.
gosh.
Because
we have a ton of male
Can I
listeners.
interview them though, please?
Yeah.
they have to come sit on set with us.
How does that work? Right fast. How does that work between you two? Do you?
I mean, I'm like, I need your location.
Right.
I need you know what I mean? I'm like, she's just so trusting of everyone,
Yeah.
and I trust
and
no
I'm just
one.
ballsy. So I'm like, yeah,
So
we're
I'm like, I
meeting.
need you to tell me when you get home. Like,
right.
so I FaceTime this guy and like,
Does it ever? Do you kind of though let her do her
Well, yeah,
within?
of
I mean,
course.
obviously, I don't think she's going to be
Yes, yeah.
contained much, but yeah. But does it ever like? Do you just try to trust her and defer to her, or sometimes are you like?
I mean, Miggle was definitely not one of my favorites, but like I tried so hard to like
Yeah.
see the good, and
was
like
a very
I wanted
artsy,
her to be
Weird Al boy.
happy, but
Yeah.
I
He
was
spoke to
like,
my
I just
artsy weird
don't
side.
get
Yeah.
it. I just didn't get it, you
Right.
know.
Yes.
So, but I try.
And
at the end of the
sometimes
day, I
there's
want her
nothing to
be-
get. It's just my journey of like healing
Yeah.
and growth and love and learning and figuring out where I will want to be with a romantic relationship. But after the last two, my red flag meter is like, you mess up one time,
You're out.
get out. Yeah.
So do you think you'll go safer this time?
Safer? Yes. So previously I say, oh, they
Jenny's
said-
like, oh,
Thank you.
he
Jesus.
said he doesn't want to date anybody. So we'll see about that. like that kind of situation where I'm like, we'll take this challenge and I will conquer it. And then you end up with a shitty relationship. And you're like,
that sounds exhausting.
It really does.
I'm not doing that. I told you from the beginning. Yeah.
You want to challenge me to come after you?
yes. I think
Ouch.
it's because
I'm
I've
out too. I'm like,
I'm
I'm
so
tired.
sorry.
I don't know what it was about like the challenging thing, but this next time I have been a lot more. I'm looking for someone that will bring actual value to the relationship.
Okay.
Someone that makes more than me, because I have not found that yet. Not that I'm like must have money, but like I don't want it to get that alpha balance off.
Right.
That tends to happen. It can.
And it can like show itself in weird ways probably when it comes to their confidence or
I just want someone that's like so excited to be with me and like that's my girl kind of vibes. And I just
you will find it.
You will.
She totally will.
That's my girl kind of vibes. I like
Yes.
that. Yeah, that's you should put that in your profile.
just a good connection, something real. I don't care if I ever get married again. I obviously don't want kids. I don't care if they have a ton of kids, no kids, whatever, but it can be like a non-societal norm situation. I just want
A
partner.
companion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
So, okay, you mentioned the apps.
Totally gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. But is it like a
there.
daily thing? Like, or how do you, I mean, I just, like, the whole dating app thing is like, oh my
It's
God.
like
it's
so
so
stressful.
all the time.
It stresses
I do.
me out.
I go on dates all the time. I feel like
do?
I kind of being a lot of the guys that are in their 40s say the girls in their 40s are sloppy. Okay, I can see not sloppy drunk, sloppy. Don't
Appearance wise.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Definitely not sloppy.
I'm not sloppy.
Not
so I
sloppy.
feel like I have kind of my pick of the top tier, but the top tier is small. So I'll go out on dates with them, and I enjoy that because I like to talk and meet people and kind of see where people have been in their life. But I've gone on a couple of second dates, and like I've got there's a couple of guys I'm interested in, but
Yeah.
we'll just see.
Do guys do they know about like kind of your Instagram presence before, or are they worried they're going to get called out, get put on blast on Style Duplicated if they fuck it up?
I would only like share stuff with where I like say who they are or whatever if they were okay with it, and if we were like in some kind of an exclusive thing where I could like tease them a little bit. On
Right.
there. It's like if you can't take a little roast here and there, you're probably not a good fit.
Oh, dude, that's all we do in our house is
Yes.
roast.
I'm like, I love a
Big
roast.
roast
Roast
fest.
me, I'll roast you.
Oh, yeah.
Roasty roast.
Yeah. roast. Okay. Any other questions, Julie? I feel like I totally died because I've been.
no, it's fine. That was fun.
It
It's
was
fun
so
stuff.
fun.
And I
Did
think
we leave anything out? Is there anything you want to ask us?
Well, we had no agenda coming in, no expectations.
Yeah.
I did see
The
you
best
at
kind.
the Rangers game like
Yeah.
last year, and we had our neighbors have like season tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh hey, and I think you're like, who?
Oh, sorry about that.
He's too famous.
So famous.
a lot of
Emily
people
Jones
that
is
try to wave it in
No, I'm sorry if I was an asshole. Usually,
you were interviewing.
so I
and you
have
were
this-
super cute,
and I have this thing in my ear, and people don't realize, like, so
Yeah, there's people talking to you.
I'm listening to the entire broadcast in my ear the
Oh.
entire game. And so somebody will be like, oh, I walked by
You're not gonna notice
and
anything.
said hi, and you didn't even acknowledge me. And I was like, because I probably didn't
I'm
fucking
working.
hear you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you know, so I was sorry.
Oh, please.
Hey.
No.
Good to see you.
No,
Yeah.
it was fun.
So
though.
anyway.
It was cute to see you out there in your element, and
I mean,
was
fucking
good.
old as shit. Like I've just been doing it for so long, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll just
No, this has been fun.
better.
I've started following along like since, Emily introduced me to you guys.
thank
and
you.
I've been really looking forward to chatting with y'all. And like I said, I think it's like the realness, the genuine like personality that y'all are showing about what's going on in your day-to-day life. That's the reason that people are drawn to y'all. And we were excited to join forces because it's just like moms doing cool things.
That's
right.
right.
That's kind of our
That's
whole
right.
jam here.
yeah.
is-
And y'all can teach us about style and content.
Yes.
we'll try.
And I'm doing hood rat things, and Jenny's doing high class things. So we get
I mean, I am not that high class. I
Hood
promise.
rat and high class.
It's a good balance.
Cheers
Shay.
to that.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
big
good
cheers.
balance.
The way we end
Cheers,
every show,
ladies.
you look at y'all's cameras in the middle, look into your camera,
Okay.
what do you
throw
mean
up
the
your
middle?
wine glass.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Darn it, I did it again.
Throw up your
Only
Oh,
empty.
it's empty.
Throw up your peace sign and say mom game out. In 3, 2, 1. Mom game out.